Nutshell Animations is fighting for survival. Recently, another YouTuber made a series of videos that accidentally unearthed some alarming facts about Nutshell, while at the same time spreading a lot of rumors. Some allegations have mentioned underage labor and underpaying their workers. In fact, it's gotten so bad, this could be cause for a defamation lawsuit. But before you comment about who you think is right, let's take a look at how this all got started. 4 months ago, Bedo 999 released this video.
I mean, if you're not going to come up with your own jokes, at least pick ones that are funny. And let me just give you a little tip. If you want to pick ones that are funny, do not ever even think about a Mark Adams sound. Just don't even, that shouldn't even cross your mind, bro.
Honestly, this was a typical video for Bedo. He usually critiques YouTube channels and gives his thoughts on what they could do to make their things better. But this video resonated with a lot of people, making it an outlier. And soon, Bedo made a follow-up video where he would go into more detail.
This guy, kind of worse. He's kind of terrible now. And sure, I've only watched like one 6-second video. But I mean, the 6-second video contains a teacher tossing that back in what can only be described as brutal amounts of force on a student because he was 0.00012 seconds late. Yeah, if the video entails that, I don't give a f how long it is. I am definitely within my right to say it's bad.
Bedo goes on to rant about some of the other videos this guy's made. And honestly, a lot of them are, I don't want to say brain rot, but they absolutely are. And if you want to know for sure, check out this video.
Time to check my weight. A beast? Yeah, I'm a beast!
That says obese.
What?
You gotta exercise.
Oh, that's easy.
I said exercise.
Oh, I thought you said extra fries.
Okay, pretty bad, right? But the biggest thing that he's accusing him from is all these videos are essentially remakes of other memes. So this creator is essentially drawing a cartoon of a viral meme and not necessarily changing anything. Now you'd expect this video to be seen and for everyone to kind of go on with their lives. However, something happened. Near the end of the video, Bedo mentions how some of these artists are being paid.
If he does, in fact, pay only $50, spends 4 seconds posting the video, and makes $3,700, that is an insane profit margin, dude. Insane. Bill Gates couldn't pull that shit off. What the fuck? That's crazy, dude. And listen, I had a lot of people on my last video saying that they worked for this guy before or, made an animation for him or two, whatever. And I don't know how true that is, but if it is true and you're watching this video, make that motherfucker pay you more.
Whoa, these are some strong words for Nutshell. Bedo does have a really good point. I'm sure if I got some DMs or comments about animators that have worked for this YouTube channel and were treated unfairly or just weren't given the proper recognition, I'd be probably more upset too. But then again, I do get concerned for Bedo. It seemed like he did a good job, at least in this video, at phrasing things correctly from a legal standpoint, but it wouldn't be that hard for the bigger YouTube channel to come after the smaller guy. There's a quote that says, being angry is easy, but being angry with the right intensity, the right amount of time, for the right reason, that is really difficult. And I would agree. But unfortunately for us, this is where things start to heat up. With that call to action at the end of the video, inviting other animators to DM him, Bedo got some more messages and decided to make another video due to the overwhelming response.
But then the comments started slowly getting a lot worse. From an animator's perspective, the animation is impressive. Seems like it takes a couple days of video. I actually know a guy that worked for him, and his main complaint was that they never got any credit. There's about 20 animators working for his channel, and he doesn't know any of them. For his sake, I don't want to reveal his name, but he overall says the experience working for him is fine, but it's so unfair the artist never got any recognition. It's weird. Now, about the time that I received this comment, as well as the hundreds before them calling Nutshell out for the same shit, that was about the time that my general outlook on Nutshell changed. He was no longer just a cringy animator, and more just clearly not a great person.
In this case, I do think there's something inherently noble about sticking up for the workers. You'd imagine most of the animators working on this channel are young and trying to get their foot in the door, essentially starting their career. So bottom line, I think it would be beneficial to have the artists get some kind of recognition in the description of those videos. However, the reason they don't is for branding. Later in the video, Bedo talks to an animator at Nutshell, who had a really weird interaction with the boss. Here's the clip.
Anyways, after asking about the behind the scenes, I said, one question that I do have though is about crediting animators. Does he say that he will and just doesn't, or does he outright tell you there will be no credit? To which animator 1 said, he never has said he would credit his animators. Once I responded to the comments under the animation I did for him that said nice animation, and I replied with thanks, I'm the animator who made this video. And then Nutshell contacted me in the DMs and told me to stop replying to comments because people were beginning to recognize my style under his videos. He said his brand is based around having no face or something like that, and told me to stop replying as a whole.
I guess as a business owner, you want your content to look uniform. That part makes sense. But when it's at the expense of some of your employees, that's where it gets a little dicey. Bedo finishes the video basically saying the head honcho at Nutshell doesn't give his employees clear directions when working, and ultimately underpays his workers. But you'll have to let me know what most of you guys think in the comments below about how this story is unraveling. For the sake of time, we're just gonna move on. If you guys want me to make a part 2 and go more in depth, let me know in the comments below. But bottom line, it's really around this time where things start to get a little more chippy, dare I say, and the insults and accusations start to be thrown around like pizza dough at Domino's on Super Bowl Sunday, okay? And this is when Bedo releases another video.
Basically, I was contacted by a few of Nutshell's animators, and I was given a lot of pretty incriminating things. Lots of evidence that Nutshell, not really a good dude. And more importantly, a terrible person to work for.
What ends up happening is Bedo is contacted by one of the editors at Nutshell and says he's going to be in a meeting with Nutshell about Bedo's video. Now, obviously, Bedo asked if he could join the conversation, to which Nutshell denied. But Bedo's correspondent, dare I say, gave him the gist of the information, and these were Bedo's thoughts on it.
But basically what it boiled down to was, hey, all of these really small points that you made, yeah, those are false. But the big points you made, I don't know. Like dude, the entire conversation was spent tearing apart all of the smaller points that I had made. All of the points where I said things like, hey, you know, here's this, here's the slight evidence I have. I don't know, this is all just speculation, right? Or the points that I brought up just entirely to back up another point, right? Like all those really small things, he destroyed those. And fine, whatever. I mean, those weren't ever really anything but speculation. But when it came to the bigger points of the video, the crediting and how he doesn't do it, the payment and how it's absolutely terrible, and the fact that most, if not all of the people he reaches out to are minors, right? Like those very, very extensively proven points that I made, he just danced around them the entire conversation.
So this is really interesting. It's obvious Nutshell is doing damage control, and he's doing his best to get his message out there. Now, a lot of Nutshell's comments at this time were people asking about what editor worked on the video that they were watching. If you put yourself in Nutshell's shoes, it's kind of a hot mess. Try to respond, trying to keep frame, like it's just not going according to plan. On top of that, Nutshell reached out to one of the messengers between him and Bedo and wanted an unrecorded conversation between them to kind of, I don't know, mitigate some of the damage. But obviously, Bedo, being the guy he is, says, hey, I'm not going to join a call unless it's being recorded. To which Nutshell said this.
Yeah, it's all content with him. That's a nope from me. Can't say I didn't try. Hey, Bedo, you'll be seeing this. Try to have a genuine conversation with someone and not making it showbiz. Worst case, you could have potentially made a new friend. All good, I just don't move like that. Appreciate him being transparent, though. Bro, making it showbiz? Sure, man. I'm gonna make a video from it. And yes, it will get views. But that doesn't mean I'm making it showbiz. I'm not gonna hop in the call and just like dunk on you the entire time. I am giving you a shot to defend yourself.
I like how that showbiz comment was able to unnerve Bedo. But at this point, it seems like we've reached a bit of a stalemate. The two parties not wanting to have a conversation. But that is when Nutshell releases a video commenting on the accusations. In fact, this recording was the conversation between Nutshell and his animator, the one that Bedo wanted to be in on. Now, this video was over an hour long. We really don't have time to get into all the details. Again, let me know if you want a part 2 in the comments below. But overall, the mood, the whole vibe was pretty tense. You had the animator in there talking with the head honcho at Nutshell. Now, Nutshell went on to talk about how his freelancers were not under the age of 18, providing message screenshots as evidence as that, and even said that as of now, he's going to start crediting the artists.
Starting today, the animators will be credited on the title. If you go to the recent shorts, the animator is right there, front and center in the title.
Which honestly, I respect. To be put on blast at this level and then say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna change. I can respect that, honestly. Again, guys, that was an hour long. If you wanna see the whole thing, check out the video in the description. But Bedo saw this and reacted to it. Now again, this video here is over an hour and 20 minutes long. So we're going to be paraphrasing.
Honestly, it's a very funny video of a grown man grasping at straws because he knows that he can't prove me wrong. So instead, he just decides to blatantly lie about me and, you know, put words in my mouth in an attempt to make me look like the villain. It's hilarious. He makes me look like I am after his career and that I just hate this guy. When that's not the case, that was never the case. Nutshell, I don't hate you. My intentions with these videos was never to make you look like a terrible person. I've already talked about this, but I will reiterate it. My point with these videos was to take the evidence I was given and share it.
Bedo, this is where it gets tough. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. When you give evidence to some of the things going on, there's gonna be an effect. And for Nutshell Animation, it was affecting his business. So he decided to defend himself and kind of clap back. And so I don't know why we're upset. That part for me was a little confusing. Of course, if a video you make critiquing someone blows up and then that person is upset at you, that just gotta make sense. I think if you're the business owner at Nutshell, there's probably better things to hate on nowadays, like OF girls or fast food. Check out the video I made recently. But again, these animators weren't being credited and now they finally are. So this video kind of worked, to be honest. But again, I feel like we've all been in Bedo's position where it feels like someone's just coming at you for no reason. Put that on a public stage and I'm sure honestly I'd probably feel the same way. Anyway, Bedo felt like his correspondent that was talking to Nutshell wasn't really on his side. And to that the animator said the meeting was framed in a different way. Take this clip for example.
He did not know that he would be framed as the voice of reason, the man on both sides. He honestly thought that it would just be what he is, which is an animator. He thought this was going to be entirely a video talking to him about his opinion on things. And that's why he didn't actually press him on the points from my original video, because he didn't know that that's what it was about.
If you go back and listen to the original 1 hour long response video from Nutshell, the animator does seem kind of quiet, although Nutshell seems to dominate the conversation because he really needs to get his point across, obviously. But if anything's obvious, it's that Bedo's really upset.
So I ask, Nutshell, taking an objective standpoint here, who's the bad guy in this situation? Is it the person who makes claims entirely backed up by evidence and proof and omits certain points as to not allow his audience to misconstrue shit? Or is it B, the man who f***ing lies on purpose, knowingly lies to make the other guy look like a villain? I mean, that's like I'm genuinely questioning that because, bro, I have never knowingly lied about you. Not a single time, ever.
But if you think it didn't get any worse, it did. Bedo ended up bringing on one of the animators that worked for Nutshell onto a video call where they would walk through his DMs and talk about what it was like working with Nutshell. Now, in this particular experience with this animator, he claimed that Nutshell essentially gaslighted him into trying to finish more animations for him by saying he paid him when he hadn't already. It was just kind of interesting. In fact, that's one of the biggest claims against Nutshell is that his speed in paying his contractors is pretty slow. And honestly, if things are tight, that can make sense on why things are slow. And in fact, Nutshell did say he's not making as much as Bedo claimed he did, but still, not paying your contractors quickly can create some issues. But for a business owner, that is easier said than done. One thing I want to say while I can, if you're looking for an animation channel that is good, check out my friend's channel. He's an amazing animator and person. If you like animation at all, you're gonna like his videos. But the bottom line to all this is Bedo did not like Nutshell's response video.
This whole video is terrible, horrible. One of the worst responses I've ever seen. I'm just happy you didn't pull out a ukulele, honest to God.
But if you thought that was the only drama on the internet, you'd be wrong. Earlier in the video, I mentioned something that we should all hate, and that's big food companies. But the big story is a lot of them are being sued right now. If you want to learn more, feel free to check out this video. Love you guys, subscribe, I'll see you in the next one.